What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. If you guys have never seen any of my content before, my name is Brandon Clark. I'm a college dropout and full-time fitness coach, business owner, and fitness influencer, if you want to call it that. What I wanted to do in this video is kind of talk about my story a little bit and hopefully give you guys some things to think about, or maybe inspire some of you guys to pursue doing something similar to what I have done over the past couple years. So first thing that I will say is I dropped out of college when I was 19 years old. I thought that in order to make a good amount of money, I would eventually have to get a degree, okay? I thought that my entire life. Now, after my first semester of college, COVID hit, and I decided to take a gap year, which ultimately ended up turning into completely dropping out of school to pursue my passion, which is fitness and building a fitness business. So at the moment, I currently work with people to build their dream physiques, okay? When it comes to fat loss, when it comes to muscle building, if people want to step on a bodybuilding stage, I am the one that they call. My business is extremely successful. I've been able to buy both of my dream cars. I make multiple six figures every single year, both off of my coaching business as well off of fitness influencing. And ultimately, my decision to drop out of school was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my entire life. Now, by no means am I making this video and telling you, who's ever watching this video, that you need to drop out of school and pursue the same exact career path as me. Entrepreneurship, in my opinion, is not for absolutely everybody, okay? There are a few specific qualities in people that I would definitely look for, and if you have these qualities, I would encourage you to pursue being some type of entrepreneur. But by no means, hear me when I say this, am I telling you watching this video that you need to drop out, okay? Because the truth is, everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different calling. Everybody is born with different talents that ultimately you need to figure out what they are and how to utilize them to create your best life and provide people with the most value as possible, okay? So I dropped out of school and got my certifications when it comes to nutrition coaching, when it comes to personal training. At the moment, I actually work with online coaches to help them scale their fitness coaching businesses just like I did with mine. So if you are interested in my mentorship, if you are interested in working with me to help you build your business through social media when it comes to fitness and nutrition coaching, make sure to go down in the description down below and check out a link. The program that I work with people on is called the Empire Blueprint. So make sure you click that Empire Blueprint link, follow it through to the application, and fill out the application if ultimately you are interested in doing what I have done over the past couple years. Because what I do is I teach you exactly how I did it, because the truth is, guys, there is a lot of money to be made in fitness coaching and helping other people dial in their nutrition, their training, and overall getting them their dream physiques. Okay, so if you are a coach, you're interested, you want to get more clients, make sure you go down in the description below and check out that application. Now, back to my story personally. I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur because ever since I was little, I've always been a leader. Like, I've always been someone that goes off kind of away from the pack to try to start something of my own and then get others to join in on it. I've always been somebody that's on the frontier, that's always trying to push for more, that's always trying to motivate others to be more and work harder. So from the very beginning, I knew that I wanted to do something for myself. But that is not how everybody operates, okay? When it comes to choosing what you want to do with the rest of your life, you need to pick what you are best at, and then you need to turn it up to level 10. Okay, some people are very good employees. There is no shame in being a good employee and a really hard worker. Just when it comes to, careers, what I have seen is that a lot of really, really good people get stuck because they work a 9-to-5 job where they get paid a certain amount of money every single week or every single month or every single year, and that sucks the soul out of you, because your performance is no longer directly tied to the amount of money that you make. And ultimately, that pushes you towards mediocrity. You start trying to do as little work as possible and trying to make yourself as comfortable as possible while accepting that same exact paycheck every single week and every single month. So if there's one thing I want you to take away from this video, it's that whether or not you are an entrepreneur or you have decided to pursue a career working for a company or something along those lines, you need to be giving it your all. And if you notice that you are falling into that trap of mediocrity, you are finding that you are trying to get away with more while still getting paid the same amount, if you are not showing up to work every day with vigor to try to be better, to try to work harder, then you need to either change things around or get yourself out of that situation. I personally worked a 9-to-5 for all of the years up until I quit and finally decided to start my coaching business and pursue fitness full time. Now, I have failed so incredibly when it comes to my timeline. If you scroll back in my YouTube videos, you will see that I quit my job when I was 19 years old to move across the United States to pursue fitness full time. And it absolutely failed, okay? So I moved in with 4 other influencers. What ended up happening, the whole situation fell apart. I ended up having to move back across the United States, move back in with my parents, and go back to the job that I had quit and plead with them, please, please give me my job back. Like, give me another chance. I was destroyed after that. That was my first attempt at trying to become an entrepreneur and trying to make it in the fitness business, and I failed so incredibly. It still pains me to this day to think about it and relive the amount of failure and the emotions that I was feeling during that time. But like I said, I have always had a drive to become an entrepreneur. I've always been a leader, and I always knew that I would want to create something for myself. So when I was 21 years old, I decided to give it a go again. I quit my job again, and now, 2 years later, I have a very, very successful coaching business where I work with clients across the entire world to help them with their nutrition, with their training. I've bought both of my dream cars, and ultimately I make more money than I ever thought that I would make in my entire life. Like, if you had told me that I was going to be making the money that I currently am at 23 years old, I would have said that you were full of shit. Like, I did not think it was possible. But over the past couple years, through hard work, determination, and consistency, I have absolutely superseded my own expectations, even what I thought that I was possible for myself. And the truth is, you can probably do the exact same thing. What are some things that you probably want to look for? Are you somebody that should become an entrepreneur that maybe shouldn't be going through the school system, you know, taking useless business classes? Well, number one, if you are a leader, you already have something that sets you apart from everybody else. If you are a leader of men, if you have the ability to talk and inspire others, you already have a lot going for you. Because as a fitness coach, or as a coach in general, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who is ultimately going to have other people working for you, you need to know how to interact with people, how to communicate, and ultimately how to inspire them to continue being better versions of themselves. Because if you don't inspire people to be better versions of themselves, they're not going to work very well for you, and your business is ultimately going to fail. So leadership is the first thing that you want to look for, okay? Number two, the second thing that you're really going to want to look for is, what is your pain tolerance? How do you deal with stress? Because the truth is, if you are somebody that falls apart when things get hard, maybe the life of an entrepreneur is not for you. I can tell you right now that being an entrepreneur is one of the most stressful things of all time. But here's the truth. When you first start out, you have a different set of problems. You have a different set of stresses that you're going through. As time goes on, those stresses that you first started out with, they seem so small, so minute, so minuscule. They feel so tiny because now the problems that you're facing as you go on, as you move forward in your entrepreneur journey, they're so much bigger. The dragons, the monsters are so much more scary. But you started at the smaller monsters, you learned to kill them, and you worked your way up to the point where now you're fighting ginormous monsters. Guys, I wake up, I'm stressed every single morning, but I'm ready to go. Like, I've fought these battles before. I know what it takes. I know that I have it in me, and I know that I'm going to continue to try until I fix the problem, until I find a solution, until I can break through that barrier and then fight the next monster. That's just how entrepreneurship works. So ultimately, at the end of the day, if you are, somebody who does not handle stress very well, then maybe the life of an entrepreneur is not for you. Number 3, when I was younger, I started working as a bagger boy. So that was my first job where I was working like 40, 50 hours per week, was a bagger boy at a grocery store. And not only was I working 40 to 50 hours per week, but number 2, I was constantly working very hard at my job. I was trying to get a raise. I was trying to be noticed by my superiors so that they would ultimately, bump me up, give me some sort of raise, or give me, the respect that I felt that I deserved because I wanted to take pride in my work. If you are somebody that takes pride in all of the work that you do, maybe it is possible, that you want to become an entrepreneur. If you are somebody that handles stress well, maybe you are somebody that will succeed as an entrepreneur, okay? But at the end of the day, what you have to realize is that if you are working a 9 to 5, there's a certain amount of time that you have spent outside of that job. How are you spending that time? Are you using that time to watch TV and do things that, like, play video games, do things that get you absolutely nowhere? Or are you using that extra time every single day to pursue something like fitness? To give you, to reference back to my story, I've been posting on social media for years. Back in the day when I was working as a bagger boy, when I was working construction, when I was working a painting job, when I was working as a technician, when I was working as a manager at a manufacturing company, every single job that I had, I spent so many of my off hours and weekends pursuing my dream, which was fitness, building a fitness business, fitness influencing, okay? Creating content that helps and inspires other people. If you are somebody that is willing to put in that work on hours where you're not on the clock, you're not seeing a direct amount of money come in for the amount of hours that you spend on a specific project working, then maybe you will make a good entrepreneur. These are just a couple of different things that I think that you should kind of consider when it comes to planning out your life and figuring out exactly what you want to do. Once again, if you are interested in doing exactly what I've done, if you are interested in being a fitness coach, a fitness influencer, if you are interested in making money on social media and building a brand, go check the link in the description down below. You can submit an application to join my Empire Blueprint, where I help coaches scale their fitness businesses and get clients. Because guys, I cannot tell you how much doing this has changed my entire life. I have failed so much. I have been in incredibly stressful situations, but it has all been worth it. At the moment, I can travel anywhere I want on the globe because I do my work from my phone. I do my work from my computer. I have so many people that hit me up every single day telling me how inspired they are, how I've changed their lives. My clients see insane results. I am living my dream, and I dropped out of college to pursue that dream. If you decide that you don't want to drop out of college, that is totally fine. But don't think for a second that just because you're working a 9 to 5 job, does it excuse you from trying to pursue excellence. Try to chase getting a raise. Try to chase getting a promotion. Try to chase getting more responsibility in whatever career path you decide to pursue. You are going to experience failure. You are going to be denied. You are going to be laughed at. That is all a part of the process, guys. And so if you take anything away from this video, let it be pursue excellence in absolutely everything you do, and do it all, not only for the glory of God, but to the best of your ability. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to go drop a like down below, as well as a comment. I want to hear what you guys thought of this. Let me know what your thoughts are, and I'm interested in seeing you guys all in the next video.